Hey everyone, it's Ally and welcome back to my channel. So today I have a long-awaited Middle Eastern haul for you guys. I have three fragrances that I'm going to talk about. It's a little smaller of a haul than I normally do. I only have three this time, but these are three that I had been wanting to get in my collection for quite a while now. And I finally got them in my collection. Two out of the three I really did enjoy. One of them was a real disappointment, you guys, and I definitely have some thoughts on it because I was definitely influenced by TikTok and a lot of the content creators on TikTok, and I have my own beef with a lot of the content that is on TikTok. I feel like I've got thoughts. I'll get into those thoughts a little bit more into the video when I get to that fragrance, but I was definitely disappointed with this particular fragrance because it's not the way people were describing it. Um, yeah, I was very misled by the TikTok people. But if you guys want, I do have a TikTok account now. It's under Goddess on Neptune. No, that's a lie. That's my Instagram. Follow me on Instagram, Goddess on Neptune. Same on Threads. If you want to follow me on TikTok, it's under AllyKatReviews. Same like here on YouTube. So do with that what you will. If you want to go give me a follow, I mean, I won't complain. Only got a couple of videos on there, but if I get more traction, I'll definitely post a lot more shorter videos on fragrances and stuff like that if you guys want to see that sort of shorter content. So definitely let me know. Let me know your thoughts. But yeah, with that out of the way, let's get started with the first one that I want to talk about, and that is one that I've been wanting for a while. This one, I waited until it was a bit cheaper. I got this on the TikTok shop for 13 bucks. It was on a clearance sale and free shipping. 13 bucks. I wasn't about to pass that up. This is Rave Now Woman by Lattafa. And this is supposed to be inspired by Burberry Her Intense, from what I've been told. This has red fruits, orange, marshmallow, jasmine, lily of the valley, vanilla, musk, moss. And this is a really pretty feminine girly scent. I really do like this. To me, this has a sort of tinge of that Baccarat Rouge 540 sort of DNA. But if it had a flanker that was berry centric and very pretty and pink smelling, this smells pink, it's milky, it's creamy, it's very berry forward with this sort of tartness that I really do enjoy. Because it's not overtly tart where it's like, oh, that's a little too bitter. It's tart and it's backed up by this heavy sweet vanilla backbone, which really softens it. I really like this fragrance. I think it's really beautiful and it's a compliment getter. If you are someone that cares about how you smell in front of other people and you want something that's going to be more crowd pleasing, more compliment getting, this is very compliment getting. Anytime I've worn this out, I've always gotten a compliment, which isn't surprising. This is a very likable DNA. If you are a girly that doesn't like anything challenging, you love sweet, you love playful, you love flirty, you love effervescent and just clean. This is clean, this is sweet, it's flirty. It has a very feminine demeanor about it. It's very pretty. It's very pretty. It's one of those that it's hard not to like it. When I first got it, it did come across a little bit more synthetic. I've had this one for a minute now in my collection and it's definitely softened and that sort of harsh synthetic has gone down. It's definitely still like a synthetic smelling fragrance. Not that that's anything bad. There's nothing wrong with a synthetic smelling fragrance, but it was definitely super synthetic when I first got it and it was a little abrasive to my nose. Since then, it has softened up. The vanilla's become more prominent. The berry note has become more prominent. And I've really come to enjoy this one and it's very compliment getting. It comes in a very weird bottle, if I'm honest. I'm not the biggest fan of the bottle. It's not horrible, but it's also not great. If I'm honest, I hate saying it. It reminds me of a dog's ding dong and I hate that. It's just, I'm not the biggest fan of the bottle. I mean, I don't hate it, but I also don't enjoy looking at it. I think it's kind of weird. It has this sort of like rubberized feel to it too, which is kind of strange. It's a strange bottle, strange packaging, but I really enjoy the fragrance. What we're here for mainly is the fragrance. Is it good? Yes. Is it long lasting? Definitely. Is it worth the money, especially if you pay 13 bucks for it? Hell yeah, it's worth the money. $13 all day, every day, baby. I'll wear this to hell and back if I can get it for that price. It's really, really pretty. The longer this dries down, the more likable it becomes. It just becomes very clean, crisp, juicy, and that sort of tart berry sort of sense with this beautiful, creamy, sort of almost fluffy-ish vanilla just sort of lingering all around it. It's very pretty. If you love, like I said, ultra feminine, pretty girl fragrances, then this one is going to be a gorgeous one for you. Definitely enjoy it. The sillage on this is beautiful. It projects about an arm's length away. Depending on how much you spray, you could probably get an even bigger projection. But for me, 2-3 sprays is more than enough to get me through my day. Sometimes I just douse myself and then go to work. And that is really beautiful too. Definitely a beautiful fragrance, and I'm really happy to get this one in my collection, even though I'm not the biggest fan of the bottle, if I'm honest. I still really like it. Now, the next one that we're going to talk about is one that I had been wanting for a while. I don't know why I put off getting it, but I just got it recently. I bought it off Mercari for a really good deal. So I've only had it for a few days, but since then I've been obsessed with it. This one is called Charuto Tobacco Vanille. It's from Pandora Scents or Paris Corner. It looks like this. The bottle is kind of interesting. It has a dude smoking a cigar. Don't know who he is or why he's on there, but he's on there. He's on there smoking a stogie, living his best life, probably judging me and wanting to take my rights away. But who am I to judge? Apparently just him. Now this is supposed to be a clone of Tom Ford's Tobacco Vanille. You guys, this is probably one of the most spot on Tobacco Vanille clones I have smelt since collecting fragrances. I've smelt quite a few Tobacco Vanille clones, including the Dossier one, which I enjoyed. But I felt the Dossier one leaned a little bit more on the sort of dried fruit sweetness sort of sense. There was something about it that was reminiscent of Tobacco Vanille, but it wasn't exactly Tobacco Vanille. This gives me more of that Tobacco Vanille that I remember. I had Tobacco Vanille way back in the day when I was married to my ex-husband, my good-for-nothing ex-husband. Wish him well. Psych. Back when I was married to him, we had Tobacco Vanille. We had a little decant of it too. And I remember loving that scent. I was so familiar with it. When he would wear it, like, I would drool. He was butt ugly, but man, when he wore that fragrance, I swear he went up at least a notch. Like, he went from a straight 4 to maybe a 5. And the fragrance is what made him a 5. Like, this is such a gorgeous tobacco forward fragrance. If you love a sweet tobacco sort of smell, you're really gonna love this. This leans more like the OG Tobacco Vanille than any other dupe of Tobacco Vanille that I have smelt currently that is on the market. I really love this. It is so gorgeous and so sweet. Very tobacco forward. You have that sort of spice in it. This only has 2 notes listed. It has tobacco and vanilla. And that's pretty much what I'm getting. Is this sort of like, not bitter, but like this sweet tobacco that has this sort of like, how would I describe it? It's like a sweet tobacco that has a sort of slight tartness to it. Almost like when you get that tobacco that comes in a packet and it's like artificially sweetened, like that, but like in the best way possible, with a like pinch of spice and this beautiful vanilla that really rounds out the fragrance. Definitely unisex. Some would say with more of a masculine lean. I think this is perfectly unisex. I could totally see a man or a woman wearing this. But if you're into more feminine style fragrances, you're not going to enjoy this. My guys out there, easy blind buy for a man. They will love it. My partner, he's been wearing it and he's been loving this one. And I really wanted to keep it for myself, but he's like obsessed with this DNA and this scent profile. So I've given this fragrance to him, which makes me a little sad because I really want to wear it, but Not to say that I'm not going to wear it. I'm just going to grab it from his like room and just dust myself. But this is gorgeous, you guys. If you want something that is almost near identical and spot on to Tom Ford's Tobacco Vanille, this is it. This is gorgeous. 10 out of 10. It doesn't last the longest on my skin. I don't know if that'll change the longer I have it. I would say this is about a 4 to 5 hour wear, maybe 6, depending on how much you spray, with a really beautiful sort of projection bubble, about maybe a foot and a half of projection. But the central on this is addictive when you smell it. Definitely a really beautiful one. I really like it. And the more it dries down, the more I get that sort of soft, rounded tobacco with that vanillic spice. I get a little bit of cinnamon too. I know it's not listed on here, but I get a little bit of cinnamon, almost like a clove-like feel. Oh, so gorgeous. I love this. Perfect for fall weather, perfect for winter. Check this one out if you can. And if you're a fan of Tobacco Vanille, then you're definitely going to be a fan of that one. It is one of the better Tobacco Vanille clones I have smelled, like I said. Now, the last one that I'm going to talk about that really has my knickers in a bunch, that I have totally just, what the hell? TikTok, you did me dirty. Not TikTok, but the influencers on there that convinced me that this was going to be the end-all be-all vanilla fragrance, the end-all be-all coconut fragrance that it's going to be in my collection, and just lies. Lies, I tell you. Don't be influenced by TikTok, because a lot of the people on there are lying to your face. And I don't care if that's controversial. I'm going to say it because this is like the third time I've bought something from TikTok that someone has been like, so great, so this, so that. Lies. Y'all are just trying to get your coin, and I see you. And that's messed up. Like, y'all are ruining the perfume community by literally doing these cash grabs. And the one I'm talking about today, and this might be controversial, is Fursan White by Cuddlage. Is this a bad fragrance? No. Is it the fragrance that people are describing? Hell no. You've got notes of jasmine, bergamot, coconut, musk, almond, vanilla, nutmeg, and cedarwood. And this is supposed to be a clone of Matier Premier's vanilla powder. Do I know what that smells like? No. So I'm not going to compare the two. But people have been saying that this is the smoothest coconut, vanilla, like dry sort of fragrance. And I'm calling bull poo on that. I like the atomizer though. There is something about this fragrance that is sharp, especially when I first got it. Man, did it have some sharp edges. It's softened up a bit since then. This is a citrus vanilla powder fragrance. I get almost absolutely zero coconut. They're like, oh, it's a dry coconut. It's a dry sort of sweet scent. This is a dry, powdery, citrus vanilla fragrance. I don't get any coconut. I don't get any of the almond. What? Okay, smelling it on paper, if I'm like right up on it, I smell the coconut. It is a sort of like tropically beachy, almost sunscreeny coconut. But the fact that I have to be like this to paper to smell it, on my skin, there's no coconut. It is a harsh opening on my skin. It's bold, it's brash, it smells like it belongs in the trash. What in the Squidward is going on here? It becomes on my skin like this waxy, powdery vanilla with citrus. And I don't know what people are drinking, what kind of Kool-Aid people have been sipping on TikTok, but it is nothing like what it's being described as. This is probably the biggest disappointment, and I had the highest expectations for this fragrance. It is nothing like people said it was going to be. This is a powdery citrus vanilla that has almost zero coconut, unless you're smelling it like this. And who's walking up on you like this? Nobody. You're not going to be smelling your skin like that just to get the smell of the coconut. You're just not. Unless you have like an ultra truffle pig nose that can just pick up coconut easily, or maybe your skin just works really well with coconut and it amplifies the coconut note. I don't know how people are getting coconut vanilla, the ultimate coconut vanilla out of this. There's nothing ultimate about this. This is long lasting. It does project pretty well. It opens up really sharp and abrasive to the nose. When I first got this, it just smelled like really abrasive, oudy fragrances that have that sort of sharp, almost astringent, woody chemicalness to them. That's what this sort of smelled like to me. It was very harsh. It was very, just not it. It wasn't it. But then again, who am I to judge? If you like shit, live your best life. It wasn't for me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if that offended anybody. I'm sure it's a beautiful fragrance to a lot of you. I'm sure there's a lot of people that really enjoy it, and I'm happy for you. Slay, get it, whatever. I just don't see it. I really don't see the appeal, and I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you guys and be like, oh, I love it. It's so great. It's so this, so that. It's not. In my opinion, that was probably one of the biggest cash grabs that's on the TikTok right now. So if you see anybody there telling you that this is the end all be all and you need to buy it, save your coin. You don't need to buy everything that's being pushed to you on TikTok. Just know these content creators are getting money from pushing this stuff to you. And it was very apparent with this one. A lot of people are just trying to make their coin on TikTok and trying to sell crap wrapped in a pretty bow. Not to say that this is a crap fragrance, but it's nothing like what they're marketing it as. If you don't believe me, get it yourself. Like, that's all I have to say about that. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm sorry that the last little portion, why did I say it like that? The last little portion was kind of crazy, but I have some real serious feelings and thoughts about people lying. Or just like exaggerating things in order to get people to spend money and just lie. I think that's kind of messed up, and I think it makes the fragrance community look bad, and especially the fragrance community on TikTok. It makes everybody look like a liar, and it's the only reason why I'm kind of hesitant of posting on TikTok, because I don't want to be seen as a liar on there, or like part of that community that's sort of just telling you like, hey, get this. Because it's so good, when in reality it's just a cash grab. That's why they all have their affiliate links there for you to just buy it so they can make their coin really quick. But to each their own. I mean, I'm not gonna judge. I respect the hustle. I just wish people would be a little bit more forthcoming about certain things, you know? I don't know, that's just me. But anyway, I hope you guys liked and enjoyed the video. I'm sorry I got so abrasive towards the very end. I hope you guys like and subscribe, and I will hopefully catch you in the next one. Bye.